Hello collective, welcome back to my channel, my warriors and gladiators. I am Aphrodite. If you are new here, I'd like to welcome you to the community. Be sure to check the description box below and like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to. Energy is timeless and fluid. This could be past, present, or future energy. Please flip the roles if they need to be reversed and only take what resonates, leaving the rest for who it is meant for. The title of today's message is going to be Gobble It and Swallow It. And I'm mostly going to read off of what I was receiving last night, okay, because I want to make sure that I get it out exactly as it was channeled to me. There's a lot of substance in this message, and if I don't have you guys shouting by the end of this message, then I did not do my job correctly. I'm going to start off with a verse, okay? I'm going to start off with reading a verse today really quickly. Hold on, let me just find it. Okay. So this is coming out of Psalms 21, 8 through 13. Thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. Thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they intended evil against thee. They imagined a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform. Therefore shalt thou make them turn their back, when thou shalt make ready thine arrows upon thine strings, against the face of them. Be thou exalted, Lord, in thine own strength. So will we sing and praise thy power. So this message originally came in the form of a song, okay? This message was birthed from the song You Don't Own Me by Leslie Gore. So kind of what I was getting, because yesterday we were talking about we had a lot of industry energy coming in, but also this could just be on a personal level as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get straight into that. But You Don't Own Me by Leslie Gore. This could be labels, PR, spouses, partners, also individuals, okay, trying to coerce you into what you should be saying, either publicly or possibly in testimony. Because like I said, yesterday we were dealing with a high case, okay? So either this has to do with a high profile case going on, or this could just be personally for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't necessarily keep up with everything going on, but take it how it resonates for you, okay? And what I was thinking back to the checkered board symbolism, okay? And what I was getting from that is you are not a chess piece in anybody else's game, okay? So you are not letting anyone run game on you or dictate your life, okay? So this could have been something that you've been decided for yourself. This could be something that you are just recently deciding for yourself. Maybe you were someone who you weren't necessarily seeing all the signs. Maybe you weren't someone who was super up on game, okay? But this is something that you may be leaving behind, or you made certain decisions for yourself to make sure that you did not get caught up or stuck in certain things, okay? And you are being your own person. You are your own free person, your own free agent, if you will, okay? So you could have people who you have not heard from in a very, very long time, or who could have previously switched up on you in the past, but now they need you in their corner. And so basically these people could be coming back to you. So this doesn't have to be romantic or anything. This could just be people that you have previously known but became strangers. Somewhere along the line they became strangers to you, and now all of a sudden, you know, they could be hitting your line, things of this nature, okay? You could definitely be someone in the public eye, or you hold some sort of high position. This could also relate to political, religious, or possibly teaching positions as well, okay? And we are speaking about, you know, freedom. You are someone who is choosing freedom over anything else, right? And when I say that, I mean autonomy over yourself. Kind of one thing that I want to point out about my own personal viewpoint of how I, you know, view certain things, especially in terms of freedom, okay? In relation to these things these topics that I am talking about, or these categories that I'm talking about, okay? So one thought that I always say is anything that does not promote independent thinking is not freedom. And in the same breath, I also want to emphasize that thinking, not feeling, okay? Thinking is a bare minimum qualification to hold position in any of these arenas. This is one of the reasons why and from a kid, okay, I have never liked religion. I am not a religious person. It's one thing that I have said before. I find truth in all things and everything. One thing that I always seem contradictory, right? It's like when people say, you know, God is the head of my life, especially in church, especially leaders in the church, okay? When you say God is the head of your life, while also allowing organizations, which is also man, allowing these organizations to dictate what you believe and do not believe in, what you can and cannot preach on a pulpit, it doesn't make sense to me. God is everywhere, even without name or face, yet you look for him in a box. So this doesn't make sense to me. People always say not to limit God, yet you are the very ones limiting the power of God and who God is, when God literally said, I am all that I am. So how can you define God? God has already defined who he is. You cannot define him. And I say you cannot define him because the existence of God goes far beyond logic. And when it comes to teaching, right, I have so much respect for teachers. But one thing that I say is there is a big difference in being a teacher and being a mouthpiece. So one thing that I'm getting, you could have been someone who stepped away from your position as a teacher. Maybe this is a career path that you were going down and you chose to go take another route. This could have been recently, this could have been in the past. I'm not sure, but I was picking up on so much energy, okay? And so one thing about it, maybe you did this because you didn't want to push certain agendas, okay, onto children, especially if you work with young children, okay? Maybe you did not want to help aid in the pushing of these agendas onto children or the indoctrination of the minds of young children, okay? Because what you are teaching and the quality of what you are teaching matters. I could easily teach someone how to be a killer or a crook, and they could go and they could destroy their entire lives. They could end up spending the rest of their lives in jail. But you cannot take away the fact that I did teach them something. You cannot say that I'm not a teacher. No one can take that away from me, right? So it's like, just because you do teach does not mean that what you are teaching is beneficial to someone. It doesn't necessarily mean that it is going to benefit them in the long run if it is not actually productive and conducive to their highest good. And I had a teacher, I'm going to tell a story because I had a teacher in high school who I just found I respected him a lot because of one thing that he said, okay? And this is someone who he did not teach because he needed to teach. He really honestly hated what they made him teach. He was getting in trouble, or he got in trouble often. And like, he was well off, okay? He was well off. So he didn't need the money. He definitely wasn't teaching for money. He just did it because he liked being there. I don't know. But anyways, one thing he said to us, and he was a history teacher, okay? So one thing he said to us was, never take anything from someone's mouth and run with it without doing your own research. He said, not even me, right? He told us, don't take anything that I say and run with it. And this is a lesson you learn as a child in a simple child's game of telephone. Information can be manipulated, okay? This is why I say you have to separate the message from the messenger, because people say, okay, well, this is an accredited person, so anything they say is gospel. That is not true. The reason why I thought that this was also such a valuable lesson is because this is something that you often see in advertisements, okay, with the use of ethos, which is credibility. People think that because someone is, accredited for whatever, they may have some sort of degree, etc., which honestly nowadays doesn't mean much if you're paying attention. Yes, degrees don't mean much. People think that just because they have a degree, now I can act however the fuck, and no, like, there are certain things, especially when you are holding certain positions, there are certain things that you need to abide by, certain qualifications that you need to have. And this is like why I'm saying, like, we need to remember the definitions of certain words, okay? Because this is something that people are simply forgetting, and they're like, okay, well, I learned everything that I need to learn, but I'm going to use my emotions to pretty much do everything. And it's like, no, let me not say what I was gonna say, because that's rude. Information can be very easily manipulated. Information can be curated. Information can be weaponized. Okay, this is something that you can learn about in a simple game of telephone. How words, every time a word passes on from someone else, it gets skewed and misinterpreted. And I mean, think about how much knowledge and information has been passed down for centuries, okay? Centuries from so long ago. So it's like, you really need to go back to the source. This is why I say always go back to the source. It's almost like backtracking your steps, okay? Or kind of just double checking your steps, cross-referencing, etc. And I don't know if I already said it, but this teacher's name was Mr. Angel, okay? And he literally was an angel because he taught me such a valuable lesson, okay? And I just really appreciated him for who he was as a teacher, and just even wanting to teach but not needing to, not having to do it. I don't know what happened to him after I graduated, okay? But, wherever he is, I hope he is doing well. So let's go ahead and moving on from there. So, yeah, so you could have been doing something for the money and you decided it's not worth sacrificing your principles, morals, and values, because at the end of the day, you have to be able to look at yourself in the mirror. So you're looking at things from a higher perspective and seeing the bigger picture. This could have been scary at first, but you're feeling lighter, happier, more true to yourself, and you know the rewards extend far greater than anything money could buy. So you have security within yourself, which is needed for any stable foundation of true growth and to thrive. You have validated yourself and know that nothing is ever lost because it was always within you, and you gave these things value. You are the one who gave these things value, okay? So now you're placing that value in yourself. You could have switched career paths, your political views could have changed, but also just how you view the world in general. You could be taking a longer look to examine things more closely, gaining better discernment. This decision could have taken a blow to your finances originally, but you could be finding finding your rhythm, or you found your rhythm and it's paying off, okay? Or it will pay off, okay? So it is turning in your favor. All you needed was the faith behind your works. So people tried to block your manifestations. They could have spoke doubt into your plans and ideas, or tried to create conflict and challenges, but you didn't let that stop you, and you could be so happy that you didn't, because you wouldn't be in the position that you are in today. Stars rise and fall, but you just keep on rising, okay? You could be an up and coming star. I think I already said this before or prior, but you could be someone of high status, or you had someone of high status who was trying to keep you from rising. This could also be an ex-partner, either personal or a business relationship. You had karmic friends, family, or lovers who didn't want to see you succeed or rise above them. They tried to dim your shine, possibly by lowering your self-esteem or keeping you stuck in cycles. You left behind people and things that didn't align you with your highest good. But these people did teach you a very, very valuable lesson, and now you have a thick skin that's practically indestructible, okay? You've built your confidence from the inside, and you definitely don't look like what you have been through or have struggled with. People would never know, because although it all had a hand and played a role in creating the person that you are today, it does not define you, and you have released it with your shed skin as you walk into the new. You could have been extremely timid before, but now you're not afraid to speak up for yourself or say how you feel or think, and you do it with conviction, okay? So you're a sharpshooter, and you ain't afraid to cut a bitch gracefully. Gracefully, okay? People could have made you doubt yourself in the past, but now you realize they're just as lost as they tried to make you feel. You just keep it pushing, knowing you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and it's only for you and God to understand. So they better find some business of mind before you give them the business. You are very knowledgeable, okay? Both book smarts, but also about life without the need to read. You're very wise because you learn from life itself, and you learn from others both directly and indirectly, okay? So you are a problem solver. You hold keys to secret realms and hidden knowledge because you are open to learning, and therefore life opens itself to you. You do not find esoteric knowledge finds you. And that's because your heart is the key to all understanding, not the ego. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths." If God is the source of wisdom, and you were made in the image and likeness of him, then you are wisdom waiting to be found, and you had to look nowhere but to the heavens, the firmaments, which is a reflection of you. So people compete with you and try to tear you down because they perceive you to be God's favorite because of the way he favors you. But it is because you favor God, as one is kin to their father. They didn't see your journey, they only saw your victory and thought they could get the same results without doing the work. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. So a child takes the name of their father traditionally, okay? A child takes the name of their father traditionally, and if you do not favor God, as in kin to God, and you worship another God or behave in ways that glorify another God, as in you favor that God, then you are no kin to God. And when you call on or proclaim the name of God, you are saying his name in vain. In other words, you are using his name for vanity purposes, okay? For appearances. People fear you because they fear God. To fear God is to reverence God, and they see the power of God working and speaking through you. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass, that whosoever will not hearken unto my words which he shall speak in my name, I will require of him. When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord hath not spoken. But the prophet hath spoken it presumptuously, thou shalt not be afraid of him. They fear you because they know you to be true, and what you have prophesied over their life. They tried to destroy you, but only glorified God's creation, and through them, his power and strength will be glorified through their destruction. So, that is the message that I have for you guys today. I hope that this gave you some encouragement. I hope that this gave you, the strength and the will to keep fighting and understanding that your victory is so close around the corner. Their fall is your victory. So, that is all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this message, like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to. I will see you guys on next time. I love you all. Bye.